Hi, it's Becky Williamson with Life Sport Fitness, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about home remedies for shin pain, otherwise known as shin splints. So let's talk a little bit about why it happened, why you get shin splints, and then we'll talk a little bit about what you can do at home to help yourself get better in as quick a time as possible. So the first thing is, what exactly is a shin splint? Well, it's a non-medical term that means pain in the shin. Sometimes you'll have pain right on the front of the shin, and sometimes you'll have pain actually out towards the lateral side of your calf. In any case, it's often due to muscular imbalances. You might have tight calves. You might have a tight plantar fascia, the connective tissue on the bottom of your foot. You might have started a running program or a walking program, and you ramped up so fast that those shin muscles couldn't quite keep up. So sometimes it's due to overuse. Sometimes it can be due to poor footwear or worn out footwear. So it's always important to have a really good pair of shoes for whatever activity you're engaging in. Finally, it could be biomechanics. It may be that your muscle balances are fine, but you have pronated feet, they turn in, or you have flat feet. It just makes the biomechanics from your knees down a little bit different and makes you more prone to shin issues because of the impact on your shins. Flat feet can cause or can make you more prone to shin splints, so can high arches. So now we know some of the reasons why you can get shin pain or shin splints. Now what do? Well, the first thing is get a diagnosis. Go see a physician, find out what your problem is. From there will be things that your physician will tell you to do, but here's some things that you can do on your own. The first and foremost is don't shoot the messenger. Rest. Stop doing what you did that caused the shin splints or the shin pain. Usually, again, it's from too much activity or running on a hard surface, ramping up from a slow walk to a fast walk. Anything that makes you bring those toes up more quickly is going to perhaps create a problem with your shins, so you need to stop doing that. If you're doing a high impact activity, go to low impact, all right? If everything that you do exercise-wise hurts, here's two things to try while you're trying to rest. Ride a stationary bike or swim. You really need to rest. Otherwise, it just keeps getting worse, and that soft tissue that is on either side of your shin bone never gets to recover because it's always working for you. So first and foremost, you have to rest. You need to stop or really pare back on the activity. The second thing you can do is ice. All right, so to ice your shin, a great way to do this is you can take a little ice cube and rub it on your shin, but an easier way to do it, and so you won't freeze your fingers, is take a little Dixie cup, fill it with water, put it in the freezer and get it frozen, obviously. Then you just peel down a little ledge here so you've got the exposed ice, and now my fingers are kind of protected, they're not going to freeze up. And what I'm going to do is ice massage. I'm going to take the whole length of my shin where it hurts, and I'm going to rub that ice up and down. You never want to hold ice on bare skin for any length of time, but here, if I'm moving it, it's not going to freeze up my skin, but it's going to get it nice and cold. If my shin splints are on the inside of my tibia, inside of my shin bone, I'm going to be icing here. If my shin hurts on the outside of my tibia, a little less common, but it could happen, you're going to ice on the outside. About 10 minutes, for as long as your ice lasts. As you can see, it's a hot day here in San Jose. It's starting to thaw on me. The ice actually isn't all the way frozen. But in any case, that's your ice massage. You can do this 2 to 3 times a day. Never ever before you start to exercise, but definitely after you exercise. You want to ice that shin. All right, so we know we have to rest. I've showed you how to ice your shins. Now let's talk about stretching. We want to stretch the calves. They're on the opposite side of the shins, and sometimes that's one of the problems we have is tight calves or tight plantar fascia, what we talked about earlier, the soft tissue on the bottom of your feet. So here's a great calf stretch. It's a two-parter, and then I'll finish up and show you something for the actual tibialis anterior, the shin muscle as well. So here's the exercise for your calf. 2 parts. We're going to get onto some type of a step, and we're going to get our heel down below the plane of the ball of our foot, really getting a nice, good, long stretch with our legs straight. And we're going to hold that for about 30 seconds. We're not going to bounce. We're not going to put it into a stretch that hurts. It's just a nice, gentle stretch that we hold. Then from there, what we do, still hanging our heel off the step, we bend at the back knee. And what that's going to do is it's going to take your stretch from the big calf muscle up here to this smaller one down in through here, and it will also get your Achilles tendon as well. So we go from a straight leg stretch to a bent knee stretch, and we hold for about 30 seconds to a minute. Once we've done this, and I do this on both sides by the way, even if you only have shin splints on one side, stretch both sides. Last thing we're going to do, this is a little tricky, but what you're going to do is you're going to stretch the tibialis anterior, the muscles that run along the front of your shin. And how we do that is we put our toes back down on the ground, and then I want you to pull, almost like you're dragging your foot forward. Now if you don't have a tight tibialis anterior, you might not even feel this. However, if you've got tender shins, you're going to feel this. And I want you again just to hold this for about 30 seconds, and as I'm doing this, I'm dragging, trying to pull my foot forward toward this little step I'm standing near. So that's your tibialis anterior stretch, and we already saw your calf stretch, two-part calf stretch. Alrighty, so we've iced, we're resting. That's my dog Noah, it's his birthday today. We've iced, we've stretched, and now we're going to strengthen the shin muscles. If you're really, really sore, this is not a good time to start your strengthening. You want to wait until that soreness starts to go away a little bit. Then we want to start building up the tibialis anterior so that we can withstand the exercise that you're going to do. So the first one is, tibialis anterior brings your toes up. We call that dorsiflexion, bringing your toes towards your nose. So that's all I'm going to ask you to do is sit down and take your toes towards your shins. Give me maybe a set of 20, then take a rest, and then you do another set of 20, probably 3 sets of 15 to 20. And as you get better at this, you can wrap a small ankle weight, maybe 2-3 pounds, around your foot and use that as additional resistance. All right, so that's your toes to the nose exercise. Next up, I've already got a nice little towel underneath me. What I'm going to do is work the muscles underneath the foot to strengthen them. It also does strengthen the lower muscles below the knee as well. All you're going to do is grab hold, it's kind of hard, you're going to grab hold of that towel and try to bunch it up. That's working the calf muscles, it's working underneath the foot, and as soon as you bunch up that towel, you straighten it out, and you try it again. Now you probably noticed you don't need to go to a gym to do this. You can do this at home while you're watching TV, while you're waiting for something to cook in the microwave for a couple of minutes. You can do this anywhere at any time. You don't even need a towel. You could, grab the shag carpet if you wanted to, okay? So working the bottom muscles of the foot and the ankle. Okay, so let's recap on what we can do at home to take care of and heal up shin splints or anterior frontal shin pain. First thing is you've got to rest, and I hate to tell you this, but sometimes it takes 3 to 6 months of resting, icing, stretching, strengthening to really get rid of those shin splints. So that's the first and foremost thing, is to rest. Second thing is get to the doctor, get a diagnosis, make sure that you're being seen and we know what really is wrong with you. It could be something else, and so you want to treat the right thing. Next thing is check out your shoes. You need a good supportive pair of shoes for the actual activity you're doing. If you're here in the San Jose area, feel free to give us a call at 408-265-1540 or find us on the net at www.lifesportfitness.net. I'd be more than happy to give you some of my resources for shoe stores around the area that have great fit experts. They'll watch you walk, they'll put you on a treadmill, they'll look at your gait, and they'll get you into the correct shoe for your activity. The second thing is make sure you ice, that you stretch, and you strengthen, just like I showed you in this video. And at some point in the future, those shin splints will go away. All right, so there you have it, your home remedies for shin pain. This is Becky Williamson with Life Sport Fitness. Make it a great day.